I just watched a video on the curious case of an off-duty officer walking around. This wasn't just your average, innocent, everyday stroll outdoors. This was advanced walking, with his penis out. Damn thing was hard, too.
This gun. Is this why you didn't want us to pat you down?
Well,
what you saw, you described it as his penis.
Right.
Do you know what color it looked like?
If that sizzler reel doesn't get you hooked, I don't know what will. I gotta tell you, I'm not a dispatcher, but that line of questioning was a bit of an eyebrow raiser for me. You described what you saw as looking like a penis. Can you tell me what color that penis was? What was the make and model of that wiener? Now, believe me when I tell you that this actually comes full circle. This question actually does play a role in the real investigation. I don't want to spoil how it happens, though. You'll see at the end here.
On October 14th, 2024, a woman was jogging with her dog along the Reeds Lake Trail in East Grand Rapids. As she passed a man walking toward her, something caught her attention. The man had his penis exposed through his zipper and fully erect. Shocked and shaken, she borrowed a bystander's phone and called 911. Minutes later, officers arrived at the scene and spotted a man emerging from a wooded area who matched her description.
Now, at first, this video kind of seemed fishy to me because there's some odd usages of AI throughout it, but I double-checked this story and I can find multiple sources about this guy, so I'm assuming this is all real, and it does appear to be an actual police vehicle that we will eventually get to here, so I'm pretty sure this is all genuine. Just wanted to briefly make a mention of that. So, that's the lore breakdown. This story starts with a woman jogging and a man walking towards her with an erect cock out, which obviously disturbs her. She alerts the authorities. Authorities arrive at the scene and they see a suspicious gentle sir emerging from a wooded area.
Hi, sir. Can I talk to you for a second?
yeah, how are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Oh, not too shabby.
What's going on?
Oh, just walking around the lake.
Just walking around the lake?
Yeah,
Okay. Where'd you start at?
over by Reeds Lake,
Okay. Like Reeds Lake Boulevard, where?
just south of here.
South of there?
Yep.
Okay. Reason I wanted to talk to you, we had a call on a subject matching your description.
Okay.
Blue jeans, blue sweatshirt,
Yep.
walking around with his penis out.
Okay.
I love that he looks down to check. Oh, jeepers. Did I forget the zip? Nope. All clear. Well, as you can see, officer, my dick is firmly in my trousers. Checkmate. Must have been somebody else. In fact, I saw a very suspicious gentleman running away like a cartoon villain over there a minute ago, and, you know, now that I stop to think about it, it might have been a penis between his legs dangling around. I think he went that way. He's over that way. You're letting the bad guy get away.
Have any ID on you?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
What's your name?
Dennis.
Dennis, have you ever been in trouble before?
I have not.
Dennis, what's your middle name?
Evan.
Dennis, what's your last name?
Evans.
Copy.
What's your middle name?
Lakeside Boulevard.
Dennis Evans?
Williams.
4110.
Holy shit. It's the Dennis Evan Evans Williams. Wow. I didn't realize we were dealing with a celebrity. This guy is famous for receiving the world's first fart transplant. Now, Dennis has found himself in quite a pickle here. But don't worry, he's got great defense.
No, I think I saw you when I passed by the first time.
Yep.
And you went back that way.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw you walk over here, and you were looking back that way, and then you kind of started to run for a second this way. Why was that?
I have no clue. I saw you here. I wouldn't have stopped running, I guess, if I thought it was suspicious.
Yeah. Yep. Was there a reason you ducked back in the woods when I went by the first time?
I don't know if it's a bridge or like an old stone. I don't even know what it is back there. But yeah, I was just checking it out.
Yeah, dude, you wouldn't believe it. Back in the woods, I saw a bunch of, like, crop circles, and I'm pretty sure I saw some fucking dirty little bastard gnome run back there, so I was just going to check it out. You know, maybe even find, like, a leprechaun's pot of gold. There was a whole bunch of stuff back in the woods, so as I was jogging around, it kind of caught my eye, so I went back there and took a peek. That's the explanation for why it seemed like I was running away from you. Really, I was just on an exploratory adventure, really. There's so much magical wonder back there and whimsy, elves and shit, so I was just taking a peek.
Sit tight with him while I run him real quick.
The name he gave didn't exist in any police database. No driver's license, no vehicle record, no trace at all.
That's impossible. You're telling me Dennis Evan Evans Williams doesn't exist? My lord. He's a deep cover secret agent. You're impeding his investigation. He was back there with his cock out in order to try and bring down some kind of a occult organization or something. That's the only explanation. Dennis Evan Evans Williams clearly exists. I'm looking right at him.
You don't have an ID on you right now? Nothing on you?
All right, sit tight. Let me see what else I can find out.
He repeated the same information. Still, nothing came back. Meanwhile, after the two failed attempts to identify the suspect, the victim drove past the scene, and from inside her car, she saw the suspect and immediately identified him to the officer, stating that she was 100% sure. This prompted the officer to approach the suspect a third time, giving him the last chance to give his correct identity.
Oh shit, he got caught on the drive-by here. So the victim drove by and noticed that this was indeed the same character that was just hanging hog out there while she was out on her morning run. And now, with that information of her saying she's 100% sure that's the right guy, the officer is again approaching him to try and get his real identification here, since Dennis Evan Evans Williams is not panning out.
Victim drove by. She gave me a description when I talked to her. She drove by, said 100%, no doubt in her mind it was you.
Okay.
So, here's what we're going to do. You're going to give me your proper name, you're going to give me your address, and then we're going to go from there.
He continues to maintain that he's Dennis Williams. I'm shocked! So this isn't really going anywhere. He's just dropping breadcrumbs of some make-believe mumbo-jumbo here, going nowhere. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit here because he's just stumbling around trying to get himself out of this. It's not working.
Okay.
Go ahead and put your hands back behind your back, though. Like I said, you're not getting arrested. Nope. Turn around, face that way.
Face that way.
Okay.
You're not getting arrested. Put your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers together.
Okay.
Gun. Is this why you didn't want us to pat you down?
Well, part of it.
While detaining the dastardly Dennis here, they were patting him down and then going to put him in the vehicle to talk further and figure out, like, who is he? They found a gun while patting him down, and he's like, yeah, that was part of the reason I didn't really want to be giving you guys all my information, thinking that that would be a problem. He didn't tell them that the gun was there, so now they're getting a little more serious about, okay, man, who are you? Just tell us your real name.
All right. What's your real name?
So, here's the deal. This has nothing to do with what you guys stopped me for today. I'm supposed to be at work. All right. I told my wife I was supposed to be at training today. I didn't want to go to work. I took a vacation. She just thinks I'm at work.
49 something.
Okay.
Yep, 46 something.
That's about
So
it.
you're playing hooky right now?
Yes, exactly. And she thinks I'm at work because I didn't want to stay home with the kids, and so I had the babysitter come out.
Yep.
And that's where we're at.
He took a vacation from work so he could walk around out in public with his penis out. Look, my wife just wouldn't understand, but you guys get it. We're bros, right? Like, we understand each other. Sometimes you just need to cool down, take in the fresh air, and just pull your cock out and walk around outside. That's what I was doing. I was playing a little hooky, had a babysitter come over to watch the kids. My wife was none the wiser, and now kind of caught between a rock and a hard dick here, as you can see, officers. But, you know, that's the whole scope of the situation here. It just, I'm supposed to be at work. Clearly, I'm not at work. Bit of a mix-up.
Okay. So, you have your full name then?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
Troy.
45 30 so I can try in that direction.
Allen. A-L-L-E-N. Light, just like the color. 10/31/86.
Yep.
And you obviously don't want your wife to know what's going on.
Kind of why we're here.
As officers detained him pending identification, they conducted a pat-down. That's when everything changed. Inside his waistband was a loaded Springfield Armory Hellcat, round-chambered. In his pocket, a Microtech switchblade. Neither had been disclosed, but what the officers were just about to discover would shift the case even further.
The way they're using the music here sounds like a horror movie trailer right now. They got like the creepy water phone sound effect. What they discovered was going to change everything. Tucked into his waistband, in addition to the other instruments, was his penis. Again! Confirming beyond a shadow of a doubt that this was the same cock that was just indecently exposed outside moments prior to the officers arriving at the scene.
Is there any way I could write you something?
Huh?
Is there any way I could get a pen and a piece of paper?
Okay. Slide your feet in.
What he wrote on that paper was KCSD. His true identity is Troy Allen White, a 10-year Kent County Sheriff's deputy.
So I guess he wanted to keep this one a bit off the record, so he wrote it down, passing some notes here, letting them know that he is actually an off-duty officer. He is a Kent County Sheriff's deputy, Troy Allen White.
Yeah, you work for the Sheriff's Department? Okay, what do you do there?
4119,
Oh yeah, I work for the Sheriff's Department. What do I do there? I'm just kind of the penis guy. That's just kind of like what I do there. It's just, they say, hey, Troy, pull out that wiener, right? That's just kind of what I do here. So, I was supposed to be at work today, so I just got a little confused, walking around outside. Big misunderstanding.
County, lodge on false info, indecent exposure, $100 bond for each.
Okay.
So you'll be able to post bond tonight. I'm going to tell you you're going to get suspended when we get down to the Sheriff's Department here.
Troy gave consent to search his truck.
So I believe the strategy here from Troy was to inform the officers that he is also in law enforcement, hoping that they would try and look out for him to help him out, maybe squeeze himself out of this whole thing here. That wasn't in the cards. That didn't happen. So next they got consent from Troy to search his truck. There they found under the booster seat for one of his children a rifle and a flesh-colored dildo. So this man was driving around the fucking freak-mobile here. So they started wondering, well, what is all of this about? What's up with this dildo and all this?
About intent, behavior, and whether this incident was isolated. During a follow-up call, officers asked the victim a necessary question, whether she could have mistaken what she saw.
What you saw, you described it as his penis.
Right.
Do you know what color it looked like?
So I was thinking about this a lot last night because one of the officers asked me, "Are you sure it was his penis?" And I was like, yeah.
Okay.
And then I started to think, well, I suppose it could have been a strap-on dildo that he was wearing through his pants.
This goes on for quite a little while, but I'll summarize. She does tinker around with the notion that maybe it's possible he was wearing a dildo out of his fly, but she's pretty certain it was actually his penis. She goes on to describe the color as being very white and contrasting with everything else. So she is very confident that it was his penis, but then even says if it was a dildo, this is still completely unacceptable regardless, which the officer on the phone agrees with. Ultimately, they did charge him with indecent exposure among falsifying information. He also resigned in the midst of all of this, and I can't find a follow-up for what happened with the charges. So hopefully the indecent exposure and all that stuck, because this guy's a fucking weirdo freak. Anyway, just wanted to put this story on your radar here. This was a wild one. That's really about it. See ya. We're entering into an age where people just don't know how to socialize. It's just this inability to appropriately communicate with one another in a healthy way, and it's led to a lot of confusion and, frankly, a lot of unhinged weirdos in the dating scene, it would appear. I have become way too invested in reading these horror stories from people that were romantically interested in one another or even went on dates, and then all of a sudden things go tits up over nothing because people are just disconnected from reality and perpetually on edge, it would seem. I am so deep into this rabbit hole. I understand how pathetic that is on my part, but I can't help it. It's just so fascinating. Like, it seems like you'd have better luck finding your soulmate in one of my streams, like by just communicating with someone in the chat. Like, you probably would meet a more compatible match in solo queue League of Legends than you would on a dating app right now. The people in fucking solo queue League are more mentally stable, less hostile, and less weird than the people I'm seeing that are meeting on like Tinder and Bumble and all that. Today, this post kind of popped off on Reddit. I fully recognize a lot of these can be a bunch of, horseradish, but I like to suspend disbelief anyway. Plus, it's a weird thing to fake because you don't get anything out of it besides Reddit karma, I suppose, which is the most useless currency since Monopoly money. So anyway, the story is this girl's friend was going on a date with a gentleman that she had met online who seemed really cool. They agreed to meet at this restaurant, and that's where the story begins. So she says, "I'm on my way," to which our gentle sir tips his fedora and says, "K," which already feels a little hostile to me. This is their first date. I feel like you can't just be dropping a K like that. It just seems a little aggressive, but maybe I'm reading into it too deep since I already know how the story plays out. She says, "Are you there yet?" "No, I'm going to be a little bit late." "No worries, I'm here. I'll be in the far right corner." He finally arrives. Our protagonist makes it to the scene. He kicks open the doors. He says, "I'm here. I don't see you." To which she describes her location. "I'm next to the big plant in the back to the right when you first walk in." So she's providing him with directions, coordinates, so that way he can go walk over and they can begin their date. But the date never really begins because you see, something has already gone awry, even upon first walking into the establishment. He drops this bomb on her. He says, "Piss off," out of nowhere. Actually, from out of left field, the curveball, which catches her off guard. She goes, "I'm sorry? I'm really confused right now." As most people would be, because he hasn't sat down at the table, she hasn't even seen him yet, and he's angry about something, fuming, furious, steaming. Well, what went wrong? Let's start to speculate a couple of things. Perhaps this is an Ed, Edd and Eddy situation when Ed gets the rock in his shoe and it just puts him in a bad mood. Maybe he believes that he's been catfished. He might have seen her from a distance and it wasn't the same girl that he thought he was communicating with. Perhaps. But what if I told you the reality is something none of you would possibly guess? It's actually super easy to improve your social skills and increase your odds of getting laid. All you need is to shop at moistglobal.com and get the new retro basketball line. It's that simple. An incredible assortment of beautiful items available right now at moistglobal.com. Go ahead and get yourself something. Who doesn't love retro basketball gear? We tried to stay as true to all the material and all the designs of the classic basketball stuff that we all grew up with, so hopefully you enjoy it. Moistglobal.com, the link's in the description. His rampage continues and he explains himself. "I'm not gonna waste my time on some unfaithful whore. Couldn't even wait until after the first date to flirt with someone else. Every woman is a cheating bitch, I swear. All you want is attention." So this man's fighting ghosts right now. I guess he might have fallen asleep when he got to the restaurant. Like maybe he has narcolepsy and he dozed off for a moment and had a bad dream where his date's making out with other dudes right in front of him while giving him the finger and saying, "Fuck you, bozo, nerd loser. I'm with the Chads now. Get out of town. Scram." I don't know what exactly he thought he saw when he got there. But he goes on this, attack right now about how she's an unfaithful whore, even though she has done nothing but just sit at a restaurant waiting for him. And she's as confused as anyone. She goes, "I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't flirted with anyone since we started talking. I don't know where you got this idea from. Could you tell me what made you think I was talking to other guys?" He then explains himself. "Don't act all innocent. I saw you chatting it up with some Asian dude while you were waiting for me. You're a fucking bitch. I can't believe I trusted you. You're not even pretty anyways. I just wanted to give the ugly girl a chance. Or ugly they or whatever you are. Slut." So he's going fucking freaky mode right now. This guy is off his gourd at the moment. Also goes with the classic, "You're not even hot anyway. I was doing you a favor by letting you be seen with me, the nice guy, the Giga Chad Alpha. Fuck! And I can't believe you've done this." Just the standard, immediately talking about, "You're actually ugly, I was never interested anyway, I was just giving the ugly girl a chance because it was a good deed to get me into heaven. That's all. I was trying to do what I thought the Lord wanted me to do. And you did this to me? You betrayed me like this? Shame on you. I was the angel. Which we've seen a million times. That's nothing new. This guy is clearly looking like a big old piece of shit here. So then the truth of the situation comes out. The only guy I talked to was the waiter. I wasn't flirting with anyone. He was asking me if I wanted to order, and I said I was waiting for you. This goober saw her talking to the waiter and assumed she must be trying to fuck him. Because that's all women want to do. Anytime they communicate with a male, they're just trying to slobber on that meat. It's disgusting. I can't believe you would do this, harlot. I saw you talking to that man. The waiter. Do you remember Ko, the face stealer from Avatar: The Last Airbender? That creature that had a ton of different faces that it stole from its victims? Well, what if that thing was a Redditor? Do I have you piddling in your britches yet from this scary campfire story? I should, because it's real. I know Reddit and creeps go together like macaroni and cheese, but this particular specimen is special. He's like an SCP of pure delusion, cringe, and obsession. A dangerous mix, a recipe for disaster. And over the course of like 2 or so years, he's made a bunch of different accounts in order to message one lady in particular. And I'm sure this isn't the only person he's been messaging through all of these accounts. I imagine all of the other people are probably just too afraid to show anything or talk about anything in regards to this guy, because they're probably fearing for their lives. They're probably worried that he's going to show up at their doorstep and turn them into furniture like Ed Gein, because this guy is a fucking freak. I haven't gone over weirdo messages in a while, so I thought it was time to dust off the swamp ass throne here to take a peek. The messages we're about to look at are the newest. They're only a couple of days old, and they come years after she thought she had already defeated this menace. But I guess there was a post-credit scene with like a hand reaching from the grave, and now he's back. And he's found her on Instagram, and he's starting to harass her there. Now, Buddy starts by activating his Sharingan of Riz. He's alting. He says, "Hey, can I slide her? We spoke on Reddit for a while." What an incredible opening line. This is no doubt a pickup artist. This guy fucks. Naturally, she asks, "Who is this?" Because there's no profile picture here. I imagine the account name is some kind of like throwaway nonsense that looks like an Xbox Live arcade code. And he says, "I don't know how to describe it. It was also some time ago, but you have a great profile, ha ha ha, and amazing highlights. You seem very outgoing." Weaving a bit of mystery in there. This guy's good. "You know me, but I'm not going to tell you who I am. I actually don't know how to describe it, actually. Who am I?" An existential question. If you subscribe to solipsism, I mean, we don't need to get into the weeds of it, but you have such an amazing profile, m'lady. And I'm just the gentle sir for you. She presses him saying, "What do you mean you don't know how to describe it?" Because that just doesn't compute. What do you mean you can't describe who you are if we spoke before? You come in here out of the blue unprompted saying that you know me, and then you can't describe that? What the fuck is wrong with you? What insane asylum did you squeak out of by accident? I mean, like, I can't remember anything besides how you look like, and I don't have our chats anymore. Only this right now. I don't even know your name. You even shot with guns. You Americans are crazy. She's talking to a lobotomite. He's suffering from amnesia, it sounds like. What do you mean you don't know? Like, you said we spoke on Reddit. You don't remember your Reddit account name or anything? And he tries to reassure her, "Oh, I don't even know your name, actually. I only remember what you look like." And just going off of that picture in my head, in my mind's eye, I was able to find your Instagram account somehow. Dude's trying to cosplay like he had his brain scrambled by MK Ultra and can't remember anything except for bits and pieces about this lady's appearance. He is very clearly just trying to avoid saying the Reddit name because he knows that she'll know that it's that weirdo creep from years ago that kept making tons of different accounts to keep harassing her. Also, I think I should clarify this because it may have been confusing. It started 2 years ago, but it wasn't like some one-time instance where this guy just made like a ton of different accounts and she blocked them all and that was it, just, put the kibosh on it. He continued to do this for a long period of time. Like, there's a post from her from 2 years ago with him doing it, a post from a year ago with him doing it, so he's kept doing this behavior for a long time, and now this is just his most recent rodeo here again. Somehow, creepy Redditor returned. The creepy Redditor of 1,000 faces. She says again, "Who are you?" "I don't know. That's the only thing I know. Maybe I told you my name and you'll remember. It's blank. I imagine whatever name he gave right there isn't his real name. He probably just dropped an alias or just a fake name that he probably thought sounded cool. I bet my sweet Bippy that he just chose a name that he lifted from anime. Oh yeah, it's me, Thorfinn. You don't remember anything, do you? And what's your name? Sorry, but I forgot. What do you mean you don't remember anything? You've given her no information. What the fuck are you talking about? What is she supposed to be trying to remember here? You are a complete stranger who hasn't even left like a single fucking breadcrumb to piece this puzzle together. She says, "What's your name on Reddit?" Point blank. That should be super easy to answer. And he goes, "Wait, let me think. Actually, it could be, I don't remember. Damn, it was so long ago. I don't know, I can't see the chat. I think you blocked me. But still, you are a bigger red flag than me." Oh boy howdy, he just dropped a bombshell and immediately goes on the defensive. "I think you blocked me. But it's because you're a huge red flag and you were intimidated by my overwhelming masculinity and the very strong jawline that I have. I've been mewing a lot. You were the problem then, but I'm willing to forgive you. I just don't remember what my Reddit account was. I'm sure you block a lot of people, so this probably wasn't like a dead giveaway, right?" "I blocked you? This is why you won't tell me your name." "I don't know, I am not that familiar. I don't see the chat, and a bit of time has passed. You're from the US, right?" "I am from Europe." I don't even know what this strategy is here. "I blocked you?" I don't know. I'm not familiar. It's a lot of time has passed. "You're from the US, right? Hey, did you know I'm from Europe?" Said no European ever. Usually, if someone's going to talk about where they're from, they're not just going to say the whole fucking continent. So I'm starting to highly doubt that this guy is actually from Europe. He's probably just in the US and making shit up here. I don't really get what he's even trying to accomplish. It's just so weird. Like, it's not even like flirting or anything. It doesn't do anything. It's actual just like it's like NPC dialogue in a video game that you'd hear in the background that's malfunctioning. Like, it doesn't work. It's not even like statements he's making, it's just disjointed thoughts that he's shitting out. But this was enough to let the cat out of the bag. She says, "You're the one who was DMing me from different accounts." "Yeah, and I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling Redditors. So smart. But I can't see the chats anymore. Hopefully you are not creeped out or something. I am sorry. But you have an insane memory, especially if you have to read so much lol." And she just goes, "Yeah, you're fucking creepy, goodbye." And he says, "No!" He probably saw that goodbye text message come through and he literally reached at his computer going, "No!" Like some kind of dramatic death scene in a movie. But now let's take a look at how we got to this point. Let's go to some previous seasons with encounters of this kaiju of cringe. We'll go all the way back to the beginning, 2 years ago. These are the first of the sacred texts, and it actually does look like they were at least exchanging DMs before this conversation happened, before he went full mask off and showed just how weird he was. So he goes, yeah, no worries. You just have to pick the right one, haha. Did someone send you a tribute?" And she says, "What do you mean?" Now, if you've been around the cyberspace for as long as I have, you immediately know what he's talking about. He's talking about a cum tribute. That's something that only the most deplorable of degenerates engage in, where they come on someone's picture, or they even do it to figurines too, where they put them in a jar and then come on it, or sometimes they don't even use the jar. They go no props, they just do it raw. And that is what he is talking to her about here. This guy is so brain rotted that in the middle of like what seems to be some kind of conversation between these two, he starts talking about cum tributing to her. Like a cum tribute to your selfies. Just talking about it so casually, like this is a normal thing that normal, sane people do. What are you talking about? I don't know, I could expect it from Redditors. I love that he tries to talk down on Redditors. He is literally like the quintessential Redditor that people make fun of. I'm so confused. What are you talking about? Like coming to your selfie and sending it to you. Or was that too much? Why would you even say that? Boredom, I guess? That's dangerous. I don't know. I finished studying and I am waiting until I meet friends of mine. He is trying so hard not to seem like a fucking loser, so at the end he's like, oh, I don't know, like something Redditors would do. I'm not like one of them. I'm just kind of bored, you know, I was studying and now I'm waiting for my friends to come over. I got like 50 friends coming over because they wanted to hang out and like smoke cigarettes with me and shit because like that's kind of what we do, and then maybe I'll end up having a threesome tonight, but I kind of just want to talk to you about all this splooge news, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out is all. Now, apparently she blocked him after that. I can't imagine why. And he was just as perplexed as I am. His confusion was so strong that he made a new account to message her again and try and get to the bottom of this mystery. Come on. And then I think he says her name there. Like, I am not doing anything, just being high. Like, come on, you can't get mad at him just for being high and talking about cum tributes. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, I have a soul. Are you serious? You text me from a new account? You're the creepiest person I've met on here. Seriously. It's getting weird, yeah, but I enjoyed talking to you. Please stop. Send a selfie. I will also send one. No, fuck you. No! I don't know. I think we could have a good chat. Dropping his signature classic, no! Right before being blocked. I like that. I like how he says that they can have a good chat if given the chance. But it seemed like they were chatting, and then things just went off the rails, completely unhinged, with him bringing up busting a load like tributes to her. I don't know what he expected. I don't know why he thinks that's something that's normal. And he also just in the middle of this asks for a selfie and then tries to bargain by saying, I'll give you one. Like, you know, if you show me yours, I'll show you mine. Come on, this is a great deal. Show me a selfie and I'll give you one. I know you really want one. Come on. Like it's some kind of gift. It's not like she's asking for a selfie. Nobody wants that. And there's no doubt in my mind he was just going to send some random person's picture. He probably would have chosen like Henry Cavill, like, surprise, it's been me, Henry Cavill, this whole time. Don't you feel silly for blocking me on the other account? Alright, now let's talk seriously. Because this guy's probably like, I think he's probably on the much older side of things, just judging by the way he talks. And he has just been so poisoned by being just glued to Reddit that certain things on there, like tributes, he thinks are like normal things that younger people do. So after a couple blocks, he sends another one here from a new account, and it says, okay, will we talk if I send a selfie? Please, I want to prove to you that I am a 20-year-old chilled dude, actually also a romantic. And are you actually doing fitness? Answer this and I will send you a selfie. Nobody fucking wants a selfie. It's not a reward, it's a punishment, it's a goddamn curse, and he keeps saying it. Like, look, if you just answer these questions like, are you into fitness? I'll send you a selfie. You've been begging for one. I'll do it. And please send me one. Come on, it's that easy. He just keeps mentioning that he'll send a selfie like, will we talk if I send one? Will this get you to finally open up to me? Fine, I'll give in and send you one of these, I suppose. Fuck, man, it's so weird. This dude's made a ton of accounts just to keep doing this to this person. And again, I imagine many others, but this is the only text from him that I can find thus far. It's so creepy. I always just find it fascinating how someone like him can exist. You can read these. Like, he's seeing the same messages we are, but to him, it's fine, and she's in the wrong. He even calls her a big red flag. It's fucked up. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit. Been a while since we checked out some classic creepy messages, and that's about it. See ya. Hey, how are you? Are you having a good day? I hope so. And I hope you won't be mad at me if I try and change that real quick. I want to put a very yucky TikTok creep on your radar, and it's someone I'm sure some of you have heard of over the last year or so. He's become a bit of an infamous boogeyman that a lot of people have talked about. Most notably, Oompaville made a whole video on him, kind of breaking down all of the awful degenerate shit he's done. He was actually quite popular. He had over 1 million followers on there. His initial account was called Snapshot Eye. He then had to make other ones in lieu of a lot of allegations that came out and a lot of information that went public. His real name is Paul Breach, which is fitting, because he keeps breaching the restraining order parents have against them to protect the safety of their children online. I'm only kidding about that. I don't know if there's any actual restraining orders against him. Even if there were, it would mean nothing to him. You can't teach the breach. He's going to continue to flirt and act inappropriately with underage kids on TikTok. It's all he knows, damn it. So, Paul Breach is an alleged predator, but a confirmed creep. And I'm not here to just go over all of the allegations, there's quite a few videos that cover them extraordinarily well. The reason I'm talking about him is he's blowing up yet again thanks to a clip of his that just went viral. This is during one of his nightmarish TikTok lives.
Oh, there's a plane crash in Tanzania. God, blimey. Into the lake.
So he gets this tragic news and immediately goes right back into lip syncing and shit. Now keep in mind, this man is in his 40s. Now, I'm sure you didn't need me to tell you that. You can look at him and immediately deduce this isn't exactly a teenage boy here doing this cringe-ass lip sync shit. Terrorists have infiltrated a local Burger King. Oh, jeez. And they're slitting the throat of the hostages. Jinkies. Hey, prayers to the families. And I'm sure after just seeing this, you're probably not surprised to learn that he's got a very foul past. So, he's no spring chicken. He's in his 40s here, and he constantly engages inappropriately with young girls in his audience, and it's something he's come under heavy scrutiny for a long time. He's actually somewhat of a pseudo-celebrity in the UK, where people sometimes have gone out of their way to find him and make fun of him directly to his face. Sometimes there's even like in the wild spottings like Bigfoot where they'll start filming him and then go up and start insulting him. And it's become something of a beloved pastime over the last year. It died down once he kind of fell off, but now that this clip is blowing up again, I've seen that his channel on TikTok, at least the one I believe is still his, is getting quite a bit more traction from it. Even though this isn't necessarily the newest clip, it is a very silly and surprising one that a lot of people have had their curiosity piqued by, so went out of their way to find more from him. Thus, Paul Breach, the cockroach, continues to somewhat thrive. His whole shtick is posting thirst traps, even though if you're thirsty, this isn't gonna quench it. What he's doing is just gonna be putting sand in your mouth and making it worse, like giving you the fucking cinnamon challenge. What he posts is the opposite of a thirst trap. It is alarming. He is way too old to be doing this garbage. And I don't mean to be mean and rude, but he's not exactly a 10 out of 10 looking gentleman here. It's also worth mentioning, this kind of thing isn't uncommon for his streams, though it is probably his most preposterous moment ever recorded. To go from horrible news right back into his god-awful thirst trapping.
Oh, bless you, love. Bless you. Love.
I just wanted to show you another clip of how unhinged his TikTok lives are. So sometimes he'll just play sound effects to give the impression that there's other people around him, always women. This one, I don't even understand what the thought process was. I think he sat on a whoopee cushion to make a fart noise, as if it was like a girl over there farting, and he's like, oh goodness, hey now, that butthole's not meant to be usable, it's just supposed to be aesthetic for me. Girls shouldn't be fucking farting. Despicable. And then he plays a very clearly stock sneeze sound effect and then goes even further, love? And then like gets like angry about it, it seems.
Fucking hell. Jacob, thanks for the follow. So much. That is a fucking cracking impression of me, love. How you do that?
It's actually one of the saddest goddamn things imaginable. To be so fucking lonely that you have to fake interaction around you on a TikTok live stream where people go there mainly to make fun of you, because by this point he had already become kind of like a TikTok spittoon for people to stop in and spit a loogie into. But like I mentioned, unfortunately there were a few young fans that would reach out to him, and he would always reciprocate being flirtatious. He even got called out on this pretty often, way before like he had to take his account down. I think he got banned. I don't think he took it down. But there were always people taking notice of like, Paul, why do you always just reply to like these really young girls?
Why do you only talk to girls in the comments? Because it's only the girls that are commenting, and if it's a comment from a guy, I say hi. I don't know. Maybe because I'm dating them all and we're having babies. Only to the ones I'm married to, which is all of them.
Who could have imagined that the 40-something-year-old man making thirst traps aimed at children would turn out to be a real weirdo? I can't believe it. It's always the ones you least expect, am I right? I'd also like to show you another one of his clips that's somewhat blowing up right now. This is apparently one that he sent directly to a fan, and it is so uncomfortable to watch.
Lainey, smile. That is an order. And then jump in a cold bath. Get yourself smiling, get yourself happy. I've been a moody little, for a little while, and that is just stupid on my behalf. So I apologise if anything I've ever done has brought you in a low mood. I know I was at the start of the week, and I've taken steps to fix that. But you need to smile, you need to be happy. You've got a beautiful smile. Please use it, perhaps.
His brain just blue screens there for a moment. Windows had to have a hard reset there. He had his own little Mitch McConnell moment during this message that he sent to one of his fans.
It's always nice to get a message from your sweet. And it's always lovely to see that smile.
What an uplifting video. I know you're sad, but have you tried not being sad and just smiling? Because I'm ordering you to. In fact, you don't have a choice. Smile. And you will feel better, because it'll make me feel better. And you should be happy when I'm happy. Damn it. I don't know, everything about this guy is really weird. So, since he has blown up recently, I just wanted to at least make people aware of who he is and his past, because he's not exactly just some, like, goofy guy. He's an unhinged, weird guy with a lot of serious accusations against them. And I've only just begun to scratch the surface of how awful a lot of the things he's being accused of are. And a lot of them he's never denied or anything at all, really. He just buries his head and pushes forward doing more lip syncing and bad dancing. And people have confronted him directly, and he still never really denies any of it. It's hard to explain, and the whole point of this video was just to let you all know Paul Breach sucks. That's about it. So yeah. I've never had a threesome. And I've never had an experience where I read something so cringe that it made my tummy upset. One of these two things is about to change today, and I don't think it's the threesome. I just read something from, yet again, my deep diving onto the horrors of modern dating with absolute deranged weirdos. And the whole interaction was so mind-bogglingly peculiar that my body couldn't help but suffer from a physical reaction after finishing this adventure here. I don't know where these men are coming from. These dudes are just being printed in the cringe factory and being thrown into the dating world as like the worst NPC encounters you could ever have. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive in. But before doing that, just a quick heads up. The Moist Global Retro Basketball line is still available right now. This is the best assortment of merch the internet's ever seen, so you can go to moistglobal.com right now and pick something up. Links in the description. I just read some of the backstory she was posting about this situation in the comments, and it's actually pretty sad. Apparently these two had been dating for about 3 years. It was a horrible situation all around, and a couple months ago she left and took the kids, but this is the most recent interaction between the two of them. She 100% made the right move in leaving. This guy seems like a fucking menace. But anyway, it begins innocently enough. That's good, just working away with 3 exclamation points, so he's having a jolly old day at work. Did you get to the doctors yet? She says, yeah, I have COVID. What did he say it give you? What? What did the doctor say or give you to feel better? Take Advil, Tylenol, sleep as much as you can, and quarantine. This is so timely because I myself just finished going through COVID over the last 11 or so days. And this is the 3rd time it's fisted me. It has gone elbow deep in my ass 3 times, and all 3 times that is the exact same advice I was given by doctors. Now, of course, you can still ask for like a Paxlovid prescription if you want. It should help with like symptoms, but it's not usually the first thing they give you unless you're someone who is at risk for like complications, I think. It is an option, but typically they'll just tell you that, you know, take Tylenol, sleep it off, rest, fluids, simple stuff like that. So it seems innocent enough here, and the guy she's communicating with almost seems jovial. You know, like when he says, just working away, I can already see him typing that and going, just working away. You know, one of these with a big old smile on his face, ear to ear. He seems like a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. And then it all falls apart. This feels like a real Jekyll and Hyde situation. He immediately just doubts her, doesn't trust her, accuses her of lying. Lol, so you didn't go to the doctors. Before this turns into a fight, just tell the fucking truth, lol. She says, I did. There's no meds for this. Yes, there is. Go to the doctor's, lol. I need the address and the name of the clinic that told you there's no medicine. Also, the name do the doctors. They will be losing their license. So he's fucking spiraling immediately here. And I feel like this isn't exclusive to just him. I feel like a lot of men these days assume that every girl they interact with, even their significant other they've been with for 3 goddamn years, is some kind of lying, cheating harpy or something. So they're constantly interrogating because they don't believe anything they say. I feel like there's just so many dudes out there with this, like, insecurity within them where they doubt everything their partner says, believing that they're cheating in some way. And they're lying about something, hiding something. And it's fucking awful. So this guy's trying to checkmate her here with the scholar's mate. Like, okay, then give me the name and the address, because I'm going to call them to double check, because I don't believe you, madame. She then says, stop being so fucking melodramatic. I seriously don't need this shit right now. There isn't anything they can give me. I'll be fine once it works its way through my system. He just continues to press, please, name of the doctors, location you want to, please. I know you sick. That's why I'm jandling this for you, and just need to know which doctor you went to. I can handle this properly. This guy has so much steam coming out of his ears, it's clouding his eyes. He can't even fucking type properly. He's typing like a caveman. He's going full Neanderthal mode here. Like, what in the world is happening in his noodle? He's gonna start jandling this? That reminds me of jelking. Like, that was an old thing on the internet where you're supposed to, like, masturbate in a certain way to elongate your wiener. Jandling feels like it's some kind of, like, sub-discipline of jelking. But anyway, she says, I don't need you to scream at the receptionist for no reason at all. Stop being ridiculous. I won't scream at anyone, just tell me the information. Skit K can handle this, please. If you don't provide it to me, it's because you're lying and didn't go to the doctors. There's nothing to handle. So just tell me the name of the doctor you saw. This douchebag is making so many typos, it looks like he's trying to transcribe the Scatman. I can jandle. It's like ridiculous how crazy he's going because he's so angry. I don't know why he'd even think she's lying about this. He admits that he knows she is sick. So why would she lie about going to the doctor? Well, like, what the fuck thought process is that? I know my girlfriend is sick, but it's probably dick sickness. She's probably hungry for cock and it's causing her physical pain. That's probably what it is. She didn't go to the doctor. She went to a penis appointment. That's what it is, and she's lying to me about it. I knew it! It continues to just get out of control. She says, lol, I shouldn't have to prove to you anything. I'm sick, I have COVID. She's absolutely right. She doesn't have to prove anything here. She doesn't need to try and, like, defeat his delusions. That's not her responsibility here. She's done nothing wrong. And he just continues, you're not proving anything to me, lol. There is medication for this. I know for a fact, as I know someone else who had COVID last week. There isn't, unless you're old as fuck or have an autoimmune disease or your lungs are shit. Otherwise, you just carry through like normal fucking virus. Yes, there is. Let me call the it. And I will get you proof. Where did you go, baby? That comes out of nowhere. After all of this, he hits her with a where did you go, baby? I can already just tell from reading this shit, this guy is extraordinarily manipulative and a completely insufferable person to be around. But anyway, she goes, I went to a walk-in, and frankly, I'm not going to allow you to cause a muck over nothing. I'm going back to bed. What walk-in clinic? If you don't tell me, I'm don't with you. Because I'm not a ducking idiot, and I know you're lying, haha. You have 3 minutes to get me the address of the walk-in clinic or else. So now man's out here setting a time limit. He's dropping the ultimatum. You give me the name, and I will hunt them down. Out here like Liam Neeson, about to track them down with his particular set of cringe skills. I guess his thought process was he just wants to confirm that she actually went to the doctor, because for some reason he doesn't trust her even slightly, even though they've been together for 3 years. I also imagine if he did call them, he'd start yelling and screaming and causing a big hoopla, because he seems like that kind of unhinged, deranged lunatic that would do shit like that. But anyway, the 3 minutes to get me the address of the walk-in clinic or else, that's it. Buy more chances for you. She says, fine, be done with me because I don't want you yelling at someone for no fucking reason. He says, no one's going to get yelled at. You're just nothing but a liar and KM Jot a fucking idiot. I wouldn't have even called them, but everything you say is a lie, and you think I'm an idiot, and you can fool me. Anyway, joke's on you, enjoy, hope it was worth it, kid. His use of exclamation points and emojis is absolutely infuriating, but even more so than that, the cherry on top of the shit cake is him saying, hope it was worth it, kid. He's speaking like he's back on Xbox Live in a Call of Duty lobby. What? Hope it was worth it, kid? Oh, God, sickening. But clearly the reason he's using the emojis and the exclamation points is he's trying to put on this strong, masculine front that none of this bothers him. This is the biggest mistake of your life. You're going to regret this. But me, I'm laughing. I'm having fun with this. This means nothing to me. So much so that I'll drop a laughing, crying emoji and 5 exclamation points. Haha, not hurting me. She then says, lol, joke's on me because I'm sick. Great joke. Love that for myself. Love that I feel like I'm being dragged through the mud, fire, literally feel the worst ever. Great support, thanks. Joke's on you because you lost the best man of your life because you'd rather lie than tell the truth. Leave me alone. What the fuck? Oh my god. It's just so painful reading this. It's so fucking sad reading this, knowing that not only have they been together for 3 years, but I guess also have kids. Like, and speaking of the kids, his final message to her is this. You got it, Buster. Have fun being a homeless narcissist liar that no one loves, not even their children. He just dropped a cold Buster here at the end, and then told her that she is a homeless narcissist that not even her children love. What kind of delusional, evil shit is this? He's calling someone a narcissist. That's unbelievable. Pfft. And then to say that not even their children love her? What? I don't know how you go from like, oh, where'd you go, baby? You know, like, obviously, like, in love kind of thing, to immediately like, no one loves you, everyone hates you, I'm the best man that has ever existed in this entire fucking history of our species, and you just blew it with me. This is your fault. You're unlovable. You're a liar. Your children don't love you. You're a narcissist. Like, it's just crazy how quickly someone can become this. It's so fucking sad. She definitely made the right call leaving this guy. I'm, of course, no, relationship counselor or guru or anything, but very clearly, this is an unhealthy person to be around. This guy super sucks. This guy is a turbo fucking loser. And according to her comments, this was only like the tip of the iceberg. She actually called this interaction mild. So I can only imagine how awful of a person this piece of shit is. She definitely made the right call. And to think all of this happened because she got COVID and went to the doctor, and that was enough to set this guy off. That's terrible. That's horrible. But yeah, like I said, I have been deep on like the modern dating scene, travesty, seeing like what all's been going on and being posted by people online. I just find it all so interesting. So I can't help but talk about some of these that really get crazy. So yeah, that's really about it. See ya.